Today I'm going to walk you through a full body golf fitness workout. My name is Dustin Dorn. I'm a physical therapist with Tempo Physiotherapy located in Grand Blanc, Michigan. And today I'm going to take you through that full body workout. And we're going to start with the mobility series. We're going to start with the spinal series. You're just going to perform 10 toe touches, back and forth. After you do 10 of those, we're going to bring our hands up and we're going to go side to side, just like you're tilting your hands. From there, we're going to perform rotations. Sometimes I like to perform these in front of a mirror just to see how I'm rotating. You should be able to see the opposite-sided shoulder in the mirror when you rotate. Again, the purpose of these drills are just to get your spine moving in all three directions: front to back, side to side, and rotation. We're going to work on our hips now. These are called lateral squat hovers. So you're going to get into a lateral squat position, and you're just going to perform a hover back and forth, opening up the inside of your thigh. You're going to do 10 of those. And then from there, we're going to do a V stance, so wide stance, thoracic rotation drill. Continue to work on getting more rotation through our T-spine. I like this drill because it kind of eliminates a lot of lumbar rotation by getting in this V stance position. If you struggle with the V stance, performing an A-frame stretch is a variation that you can perform to kind of take some stress off the legs. From there, we're going to do air squats. I like using a heel wedge. You don't have to. So we'll just do 10 air squats. You can, if you like, play around with holding out at the bottom. You can hold for 5 seconds, rotate your weight side to side, push your legs out, push your legs in. Just get those hips kind of moving. Again, otherwise, we'll just do 10 of those. Pretty straightforward. Again, just nice and easy. Just trying to get your body just warmed up. From there, we're going to go in an activation portion of the workout. We're going to start with getting our shoulder blades kind of activated. We're going to start with face pulls. You will need some sort of resistance band for this drill. Stand nice and tall, and you're going to pull that band right under your chin. You're going to do 15 of those. I don't want your elbows to flare. Keep them down. After the face pulls, we're going to do a single leg deadlift, kind of, again, warming up, activating the nervous system, just kind of getting you comfortable with the movements we're performing and just kind of making you feel more coordinated and more in control of the movements. So if you perform the single leg deadlift well, we'll just start with holding onto the bar and down. If we want to advance it, come down, reach. Again, we're just looking at control. If you feel like you're very wobbly, and this could be, it could be really stable on one side, maybe unstable on the other, you can use the pole or the club or the PVC pipe as kind of a way to brace or add stability to the movement. That way we can work more on form and control. I want you to feel like you're almost thinking about kicking the back wall. We're going to do 10 reps on each side. But again, those are 3 different versions of that. Standard deadlift, then you can add the deadlift with the reach, or use some sort of tool to help you create stability as you perform that. Next, we're going to do lateral squats. So 10 reps. You're just going to do 5 each way. Almost feel like you're sitting that butt back into a chair. I don't want you to feel like your knees coming too far forward or you're going too much to the side. I want it to be focused more on bringing that bottom back. Again, the purpose of the warm-up and the activation drills are just to get you feeling more mobile, getting you feel more under control before we go to the power and the strength section of the workout. I always like to start with some of our more dynamic movements in the beginning of the training session. You're a little more fresh, hopefully being able to perform with better form and feel more able to be more, add more force or be more powerful with these movements. So first, we're going to do a lateral squat. We've been working on that pattern a bit. So a single leg balance. So you're going to press out and then up and try to balance. Again, the more force, so you can start easy, push off slow. The more force you put in it, the harder it's going to be. So you can control that. You're going to do 6 reps each side. Again, appreciate the difference between each side. We're not symmetrical. We never will be. Our goal is to try to get that way, but it's unlikely to happen just because of the sport. If you play golf, you're going to be, you spend all the time doing this. Our goal is to make you as symmetrical as possible, knowing that it's probably not going to happen. But again, we want to appreciate that difference side to side and work on it in the gym. Perfect. From there, so we worked on a little bit of single leg balance, a little bit of how to use the ground, especially side to side in that lateral plane. Then we're going to go into med ball work. I want a light med ball, 6 pounds. Make sure it's not going to bounce up and hit you in the head. You're just going to do 5 slams. I like bringing my heels up and slamming my heels down, just creating a little more force. And you're going to do 2 rounds of that. So we do 2 rounds of, again, kind of working in that balance. I want you to feel the more comfortable you get, the less time you spend on that right leg in this instance. You're pushing off fast and controlling that. Again, perform on the opposite side, and then we would do another 5 med ball slams. The purpose of these power drills are to move fast, quick. That's what I want you thinking about when we're doing more of the power aspects. It's move fast, quickly, efficiently. That is the goal. Now we're going to get more into the strength component of the workout. So for the first exercise in the strength movement, we're going to do the deadlift pattern or a hip hinge pattern. You can use a kettlebell, dumbbell, 1 dumbbell, 2 dumbbells. You can use a trap bar, a conventional bar. I really don't care about the tool you use. It's just about the pattern we're trying to get. You can even use a resistance band. Sometimes I'll have people step on the resistance band, hold on, and hinge up that way to train the pattern. Whatever tools you have available, we'll use. So I'm going to start with the kettlebell deadlift. I want the kettlebell right between my feet. I'm going to focus on bringing my butt back. I like using the imagery of having my bottom pretend like it's closing the car door. I want my bottom to shift back, pull up. And I want you to feel as you're coming up, you're using those glute muscles to help get you into a hip straightened or extended position. You're going to do 10 reps of those. The hinge pattern is foundational in all of my workouts. I have you perform that whether it's bilateral legs, 2 legs, or single leg like we did before. Hinge patterning is great for just general strength, athleticism. I like to make sure it's in all of my programs, especially for people dealing with back pain. You use it every day when you pick stuff up, so we want to make sure we're training the hinge pattern, and especially for our golfers out there, that setup is almost a hinge position, so we want to make sure we're training it. So we're going to take the kettlebell now, and we're going to do kettlebell rows. So we're going to get here, and we'll do 10 reps each side. So this could be a lawnmower drill or just a kettlebell row. And then we do the other side. I hope you're appreciating that although I'm saying this is, a golf fitness workout, it still has the foundational movements. Most amateur golfers that I work with, we still need to stick to the basics of squatting, deadlifting, upper body push, upper body pull, core work, some sort of carry work, lunge work. That's super important when it comes to just creating foundational strength. And then we can add in layers, whether it's power or speed as we go. So again, starting with a deadlift in a row is pretty common and an excellent source, an excellent place to start if you're just new to working out. So we performed the deadlift and the row. Now we're going to get a little more dynamic, add a little bit of upper body movement with some rotation. So we're going to do a push-up with a twist. You can use a bench, a block, if you have like even a counter, something, just put a little bit of angle, stairs. You're going to do a push-up and then twist into one arm, push-up, twist. We're going to do 12 reps. So I'd have you do 12 reps each side. Again, the idea is we're doing a push motion and then doing a little bit of core work as we rotate. Golf is a rotational sport, so I always want to have some components of rotation in there. It's an easy way to get upper body rotation involved into your workout. And then for the last part of this circuit, we're going to do split stance rotation. So you'd stand. I'm not going to get a lot of movement through the lower body as I rotate. We're going to do 10 reps. 10 reps. I would flip around and do the other side. Again, we want to make sure we're working both sides. I love that drill because it helps us create a lower stable body as we're moving our upper body. So again, to go through that circuit, it would be a kettlebell deadlift, a kettlebell row. You can use dumbbells or any sort of weight that you have at home. Then it would be a push-up with a twist, followed by a split stance rotation with a band. If you don't have a band, you can always use a ball and kind of do it that way, but a band's a great way to just kind of build up resistance. You can start with 1 round, 2 rounds, max I would do 3 rounds, depending on the time that you have available. If you're new to this, maybe just starting off on 1 round, see how you feel. But 2 rounds is kind of the sweet spot for any sort of training, 2 sets of something. Again, especially if you're limited on time, our goal is just to get this movement in. So to review, we had a mobility section where we just kind of, again, get things actively moving, get your heart rate up, especially get the spine moving in all different directions, get those hips moving. Then there's some sort of activation. Again, the purpose of this, a lot of times is I want to work single leg, double leg, get you through full ranges of motion, get your brain kind of going in terms of prep for the workout. And then from a strength component, for today's workout, there's many different ways we can stack it, but I wanted to keep it simple. So we did 4 movements. We did a kettlebell deadlift, kettlebell row, push up with a twist, and then a core rotation exercise. Give that a shot. If you like more of these workouts, leave a comment, like, subscribe. Our goal is to give you a library of exercises that you can perform. They're super easy, they're super effective, and in the long run, they're going to keep you active, mobile, and playing the long game, not only in golf, but in life.